bowling alley into local pally and things, eh? What's the other way round, isn't it?
That's it.
Greetings.
Good morning.
How are you? Now just here, you see, was where the campers used to pull up on the Saturday morning, right? In the old bus, you know, with the one wing and the headlamp. Pull up here, because none of this wasn't here. And we used to welcome a bus load of campers and looking at all the crumpet getting off the bus. This week's crumpet, you know. And there it was. This is where it all began. And we'll go there in a minute.
Yes.
In that bar.
That was home, wasn't it?
That was home up there. That was Treetops, yeah, because we were canaries, you see. Because we used to wear the old yellow sweaters and the white trousers, and we were canaries, and that was Treetops. And we used to live there in that room. I wonder if we can still get up there. So luxurious, isn't it? And this bar was, it was so romantic in those days. It was lovely. Had all the coloured lights up and everything, you know. And this was the backstage entrance here. And where we put our first show on in that bar called Homespun.
What would you say your biggest ambition was the first time you drove through them gates?
I had no idea what to expect, because I was just so happy to be doing what I was doing. I was 15, I left school 6 weeks prior to that, and I grabbed my guitar and went out into this was my big wide world. This is where it all started. And of course then, I mean, it was quite daunting, a lad of 15, nobody with me, just to come down here and go into that bar and play. And the ballroom, which I don't know, I suppose it's still there, that was a massive gig. I mean, you know, there was 400 or 500 people in there. And life, it all began. I was only away a week. I was 15, and I came back home and I said to my dad, should we go down the pub and have a fag? Because I came back smoking and drinking from this place. Because the first day after rehearsals, met all the cast, and they said, right, let's all go down the pub. Down the pub? You know, I was 15. Put a pork pie hat on, went down the pub, tried to look hard, you know, had a pint and had a fag. And so it all started to go downhill from there, really. Come on. Where's those twinnies? Ah, that must be them there.
What time do you call this then?
Here we go. Don't you start on me straight away.
So late,
Bloody
that's
hell.
all.
Hello. Hello.
All right. Oh God, long time.
I've just been
No
over.
excuse.
We used to welcome them just there, didn't we?
Yes,
Yeah,
somewhere
And
there.
I've still got that picture
Have you?
of us all standing there
Yeah.
with.
Ken Newington.
No, he used to own it, didn't he?
Yeah.
I've got the picture of what's her name, and all her fruities hanging out.
Lindsay.
Lindy.
Lindy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a girl. And Dave and Danny
Yeah.
standing there welcoming this bus. Or there's a picture of us there, all in our yellows and
Yeah.
white.
Yellow and white.
Well, it's nothing like it was. That's about the only bit that's left.
Yeah, I know.
Treetops, where we used to up there.
Yeah.
Our room's up there.
You can't
I
go
know.
up there
You
anymore.
can't get up there.
Well, that was me and Dave's room.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was at
You
this
can't get
end
up there?
No, they blocked it off.
I came down here about 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and I managed to get up there. I think you can force your way up, but it's all ramshackled up there.
Well,
It's very
she said they
dangerous.
I
took
wouldn't
all
wanna
the.
go in there.
Well, she said that. She said they took the.
All the floor was
stairs
out when I
away.
went out, but I balanced went up there and
Yeah.
saw the room.
Yeah.
God, it was uncomfortable. Steel bunks. You
Yes,
remember? It was like a prison cell,
like,
wasn't it?
Yeah, they're horrible.
Well, we had a double room at the end here, didn't we? Next to the
8
bathroom.
foot by 6. You had a double room. Well, you would have, wouldn't you?
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
next to Maureen and
Next to the bathroom.
Maureen and what did she used to call him?
Derry.
Derry, was it? Yeah.
Derek.
Yeah.
Derry.
Because there's a lot of sort of got to be careful here, haven't we? A lot
Yeah.
of affairs started down here, up there.
Not
All
us
the-
lot, we was
All the
good.
canaries.
It's only
Nah,
kids, us
nothing to
lot.
do with us. No, of course not.
We were the youngsters. They
But
used to
it's
leave us
all the same.
behind.
Well, when we got here, we added up to 49 between us. Right, we're 193 now.
Are we?
Yeah, between us.
48
Good
years
day, isn't
since
it?
we was here.
I know it is.
That
I was
place.
trying to think where we
We
actually
all went
first
up,
clapped
we all
eyes
went
on
up
one
there
another.
with Gordon Mitchell, the mayor.
Yeah.
And he introduced everybody.
The self-appointed mayor.
Yeah.
He used to love me, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He used to love me.
Not a lot.
Ricky, I will sack you. I couldn't get anything right. Well, how could I have been... I was talking to our
15
tour
years
manager
old.
last night, and he came down here around about that time when he was 8,
Yeah.
and I said I could have been your uncle.
Yeah, because you was
But
over
it's gone,
there,
isn't it?
wasn't it?
In
It was
the-
over
in the
there.
den.
Yeah. Or
I'm
where these
15 years
shallows
old,
were.
and I'm the children's uncle. Doesn't bode well, does it, really?
Oh, some of the kids were nearly as old as you.
And he said to me last night, our tour manager, he said, there was this pirate. He said, who used to come in? I said, that was me. Do you remember?
You and Johnny
John
Lawson,
I
wasn't it?
I was Captain Thunder. Do you remember? Scars all down your face and everything, you know. And one day, I mean, because I had to dash back to there, right, to get the makeup off, because these kids got these swords and they were whacking them bastards, you know. And you had to get up there, get your makeup off, and sort of get back down the camp,
As a
you know.
canary.
And because I was so in a hurry one day, I'd sort of left one of my scars on, and there's all these kids sort of looking at me, you know. I've got my blonde hair back, and you know, I've still got a scar going down my face. So very dangerous days. But that's all changed,
Yep,
hasn't it?
Yeah, well that's the ballroom now, but it used to
Well,
be.
that used to be the ballroom. That was the ballroom.
Yeah, but it's all changed. I mean, it's a new building now. It's not the old one. It must have fell down. The games room, I don't know if that's still over there. That's
Johnny,
where that was.
do you remember Johnny? Big Johnny used to run the games room.
It was Jeff, he was in there and all.
Jeff
wasn't he?
Chalice.
Jeff Chalice. I
And,
remember walking down the drive with him after he'd been sacked and saying, you poor sod, you know. He said, where am I going to go? I said, I don't know. And like Georgie Callow.
Georgie
yeah.
Callow,
was
yeah.
the
I
other
walked
one.
down there with him as well.
Yeah.
Saw a few people off it. We made the
And we
season
were
though,
still
just
here.
about. Just about.
They kept us.
Do you remember doing that photo session when we first got down here where you were dressed up as the babes and I was dressed up as Aladdin?
Oh,
You
that
had little-
pantomime thing
You had
we
little
did.
blue gingham outfits on, lovely.
Green.
Green.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
I remember as
green.
blue. I've still got that picture round there where you're holding Dame Trot's hand,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I'm standing there like a pillock with my eyes like that, going pretending to be a genie. But anything went, didn't it? You
Yeah.
know? We had to do it then. Because that was your first season, wasn't it?
No, we've done two before at
Had you?
Pontins.
Had you?
Yeah.
It was the two
Not,
of us.
But when we were here,
Not like
you see,
this.
How
when-
many people were doing up there then? How many of you was
God,
there?
there was loads of us, weren't there? Well, a
1,
good
2,
few.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 12 of us
About
up
12
there.
of us up there, yeah.
Yeah. And it's only a little corridor. Do you remember the world coming to an end up there?
No.
Well, there was a warning went out, the world's going to end in a minute.
Oh,
I was
well.
shitting myself. I was hanging out the window thinking I'm not going to see my mum and dad because they didn't have any phones or anything. And so about the world was going to end. Come on.
I don't know.
But yeah, there was about 12 of us up there. And I mean, we all got on all right actually, didn't we?
We did, considering.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
The only thing was, because we was the youngest, they always used to clear off up the pub and leave us behind, because we weren't allowed in the pub.
Well, I mean, as soon as I got here, I remember that we teamed up. Pretty much, we wanted to be
Yeah.
pals, didn't we? Because
Yeah.
we got
Well,
on well.
we was
Because
all
we
the youngest,
were the-
weren't we?
not all the others were seasoned pros, you know, in the business, and we
We
sort of
weren't.
weren't. And so we sort of had our own little thing, didn't
That's
we?
how we used to sit up there singing with your guitar.
Yeah, that's how it all really started. And the first song was Island of Dreams, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
One of them.
One of them.
I'll
Michael
do our-
rowed the boat ashore.
Oh,
was
for
another
Christ, we didn't
You are
do
my
that.
sunshine, you
Yeah, I know
sweetie.
that. Yeah, you are my sunshine. Well, it would have been appropriate down
Yeah.
here, wouldn't
Oh,
it?
Yeah.
What about playing time? Because we were saying to Francis on Friday, you know, the Beatles always say what made them tight was the amount of time they had to play in Hamburg. And Francis said the camps were a bit like that because you had to do, what, 3 or 4 sessions per night or something
Oh,
like that?
no, that didn't
It's
apply
not
to
like
us, you
that.
see. There was a band used to come down here called Lee Harmer and the Chiquitas.
Yeah.
Don't know whether you remember them.
Yeah,
Yes,
I remember
But,
them all.
There was a rock band used to come down every
Saturday,
week.
wasn't
Well, a
it?
beat group actually, weren't
Yeah.
they? And they used to play in the afternoon for a couple of hours and then in the evening,
Yeah.
didn't they?
Yep.
So it was a long day for them. But for us, it was, well, for me, before we made up the highlights, they used to go and do a spot in the bar, didn't
Yeah,
you? of
just
like
singing
10,
and
15
dancing.
Well,
minutes.
we did a show in the ballroom first, all of us, everybody, doing our own little bits.
On a Saturday night.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
we'd go from the
Then
ballroom to
into
the bar and do the same again. But you only used to do couple of songs or whatever at a time.
But that wasn't every night, was it? It was in there every night.
Yeah.
But that was only on a Saturday night.
Saturday,
We'd
yeah.
do
Yeah.
we'd do the big show in there, the blue lammy jacket and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I remember of you, I think of you. That was the song I used to do. You used to do
Did you?
Charleston, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Twisted
Twisted and
Charleston
Charleston.
and Sisters.
Won't you Charleston with me, Scooby-Doo? Ooby-Doo, or was it Scooby-Doo?
Ooby-Doo.
Ooby-Doo.
That's before he was around. But yeah.
Yeah, and then there was a guy who worked with us here called David Giles. He was a smashing bloke, wasn't he,
Yeah.
David?
Yeah.
We got on good with him. And he was kind of the entertainment's kind of manager, you know. And he heard us singing up there, and he said, why don't you do a song down in the bar, you know? So we thought it was a good idea.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they had these fantastic little dresses. I mean, they were wonderful. You
silver
know,
ones.
the big silver ones, yeah.
Yeah, sticky
and I'm
out
there in
ones.
my silver lammy jacket with a bow tie, and you know, and and we looked
We
amazing.
looked the part.
All of a sudden, you know, they'd gone from sort of being them and me to just being on my own, and we'd all of a sudden formed this fantastic-looking little act, and it just worked, didn't it?
Yeah.
And we used to tear the place up in there, you know.
Every Thursday night.
Yeah.
Homespun.
Homespun, yeah.
That's what we
Done in
did.
cotton wool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to dress the stage, didn't we?
Done in cotton wool on the back of the stage. I used to have to get dressed in Captain Thunder, and apparently, because all the kids have been wound up, that
By
he
the
was
pool.
coming in on the HMS Sunshine, right? And of course, all these kids are lined up here waiting for me, and I'm hiding over there behind the dunes, dressed as this fucking pirate. And of course, when I come out, they all go radio, don't they? Chasing me around, whacking me, and in the end, they have to catch me, and bloody whacking me with these swords, little bastard. But this, now I think that was the dining room.
Yeah, that back bit there. Oh, it's still a restaurant now.
Yeah, that was the dining hall.
Yeah.
We used to have to stand in the doorway every morning,
Meet and greet.
8 o'clock,
Yeah.
morning.
Morning campers.
Morning. It was very hidey-high.
Was that there, that bowling green?
No.
You watch Yellowcoats here when you're not Redcoats.
We were canaries.
Canaries, yeah.
Canaries.
We would have liked to have been yellow coats, but I think
We
Pontins
didn't
were
have-
yellow coats, weren't
No,
they?
blue coats.
Were they?
We
I
was
know
yellow
their camps, you know.
cardigans. We had yellow cardigans and jumpers.
Yeah.
We were yellow sweaters and nice crisp white stripes. I always remember cracking those strides open where they'd been, you know, so whatever it was, you know, when you crack them, they were so laundered. Do you know what I mean?
Starched.
You starched. Of course, in those days, yeah,
No
there was
health and
no
safety.
safety, no health and safety. Well, it used to be a. Oh no, look at that. I always imagine. No, there we are, look at that. Yeah, there used to be steps over there. All these used to be surrounded by concrete steps.
Yeah.
But I got a picture of me and
They have changed it.
John, Big John, run the games room,
Yeah.
sitting on those steps over there.
They've
When I was
changed it.
pigeon chested, do you remember?
Yes,
was
you always
so-
had a thing about
I've
it.
got a needle with two eyes, I was.
no
So
hairs on
bloody
your
skinny,
chest.
and it really pissed me off, you know. And you give anything to be back that slim again now. God. I remember over there, I got a picture of me standing over there, setting up the cricket thing,
Yeah.
and holding,
Sports day, wasn't it?
yeah, sports day, holding all the balls and.
Because there was
And
another
the
field over
sweaters.
the back with that donkey in it.
That's right. That was
Yeah.
Lindy's donkey, wasn't it?
So they used to say.
Yeah. We won't go
Yeah.
into that one.
No.
There was only a couple of them, but
I-
Valerie
Remember
was.
when that
she was-
waiter cut your area dead short?
No.
Yeah, what was his name?
Paul or Dave.
One of
What,
Well,
Barrel.
But my hair was
Barrel, remember?
Me-
You used to call him Barrel.
Did I?
Yeah.
But my hair was short anyway, wasn't it?
No, but he cut it really short.
Quiff.
You used to have a
Dead good.
quiff, yeah.
You got rid of your
Let's go
quiff.
and have a look at the dining room. I booked you with black hair, and
Black hair you will keep, so we went and had it all cut off.
the mayor of Hayling Island was definitely. And you used to be able to get through there.
Yeah.
The entrance was just there on the left for the dining room. We had to stand there for an hour. Oh no, then we had to sit with the
We had to
campers,
sit with the
didn't we?
campers. We all got put on
Different tables every day. You never knew who you were going to get with.
No, some weeks you got nice ones and other weeks you didn't. Yeah.
But I mean, at the time, I mean, it wasn't hard work, was it? Because
No.
we were so young and we didn't give a fuck about anything, you know.
It was fun.
We were just happy, weren't we?
Yeah.
We just
That's-
didn't want to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning
No.
to meet them all.
We just stroll around helping the campers, you know.
Yeah.
Any requests, you know. More or less anything went in those days, I tell you. Unbelievable.
I mean, you weren't
remember
working
that chalet over there.
constant,
What?
were you?
No. you had
No.
Loads of
No.
breaks.
It was nice. You just had to be on the camp and kind of, you know, we could sit and have tea or coffee with the campers or on our own. But if anybody approached you, you know, you'd have to
You'd
sort of
help
go
them.
along with them and show, you know, whatever they wanted to do, you'd do with them. And it was a lovely job, really. And then I suppose about 5, we all sort of went off, didn't we, and got ready for
Ready
the
for the
Evening.
ready for the evening's performance. And then once you'd done that, you were back on duty again till we were on ballroom duty most nights, weren't we?
Obviously.
Yeah.
There was
we didn't
always
mind
something
that.
happening. There was always
Yeah.
a dance in the ballroom every night, and we were there, weren't we? And it was just lovely. And as I said to you earlier, I mean, for me, you know, shut up. For me, it was the first time I'd been away from home into this, you know, this new world, and it was just amazing. And met these two, and we just had a great time, didn't we?
We did.
Nothing mattered.
So while you're all here, where does the highlights come from?
What, the name?
Yeah, we.
I don't know. We
Dunno, where
sat-
do we get
they
it
said
from?
we had to find a name if we was going to do this show once he'd heard us all singing together. And we just sat down in treetops, just going through names, didn't
The
we?
highlights. It just
Don't
came to
know.
us. But it's, you know, it's funny because at the time I thought the highlights was a great little name,
Yeah.
and then when we went through the 70s and the 80s, I was thinking, oh fuck me, the highlights, what a dodgy name. And now you sort of go full circle, and it's a
all
great
right.
little name again now, the highlights.
yeah.
Yeah. I wandered the streets and those gay crowded places. Yeah, that's how it used to. That's the first song we ever learnt that one. I shouldn't have done that. Fucking cut that. Yeah,
it
remember
was
down the ice cream?
Roy's.
Yeah,
Was it?
In Roy's front room on his tape recorder.
And we had this song called Thinking of You, didn't
Yes.
we? Which was an original
Remember that.
song by the Highlights. And we thought we'd, you know, he said come down and record it. So in my book, and yours as well,
We
we're
thought
going
it
off to
was
do
brilliant.
a recording session, you know.
Yeah.
It's on a Grundig, reel to reel, you know. But he had a couple of mics and it was kind of stereo or whatever it
yeah.
was. So what you doing last night? Oh, a recording session last night. Yeah. But it's all in the fascination of growing up, I think. You know, when you're that young, do something like that, you know, like to feel you've made a record.
Yeah.
And it was just our dream to get somewhere, wasn't it?
We wanted to be like the Springfields, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because they quit, hadn't they?
But
the
then,
time.
after that, I mean, we just went on tour all over England, mainly up north,
Up
wasn't
north,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
We got thrown out of a few places because we weren't old enough.
Or not good
really.
enough either.
Well, yeah, maybe that as well.
But then we played abroad. We played in Italy. We played in Germany. We
Yeah.
played in
France.
Oh, remember France?
We used to do the air bases, you know. And God, we were based in Paris at the Hotel
Oh, here we
Montjoly.
go.
First time we
Christmas
got
Day.
away.
Christmas Day, a
Day.
dodgy boiled egg.
Yeah, yes.
We had nothing. I sat there crying my fucking eyes out. What we're doing in Paris, it was freezing. We had no food. We had no money.
No,
And the hotel was flea-ridden, wasn't it? Bloody
Yep, horrible.
brothel.
next door that was.
Yeah.
The
We had,
Monjon.
we had
We was-
3 eggs left, didn't we?
Yeah.
So we boiled them. And then us two, ours was fine, this was rotten. He never let us forget that.
That was my Christmas day.
Oh yeah, but we did get to
But then
the base.
we had a Volkswagen van,
Yeah.
and we had
Ali Kabar and Erica.
yeah. Well, do you remember
The snake.
snake.
The snake.
Ali Kabar and Erica? I remember as Gunga Din and Sapphire. Weren't they Gunga Din where he used to cut his stomach and pull the
Yeah,
fucking-
Ali Kabar.
And we're going along. There's about 9 of us in this Volkswagen van.
Snowing.
Right, snakes in the back. Do you remember the snakes?
Well,
We
it
had
was
all these-
snowing, wasn't it? And then the
snakes
van
in-
broke down.
Ah,
And he
he
took
said,
the snake
he said,
out.
I've got to keep the snake warm, and we're at it. You're not fetching it in here with us.
but that van, I mean, you know, 9 of us in that van, bench seats, 400-500 Ks to Kapsu.
Yeah,
Remember that?
yeah.
And then we get to these air bases, and of course, you know, it's all airmen and seamen, wasn't it? Whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
American
And,
Air Force.
And we'd go and do the spot. We had one in the officers' mess, and then one somewhere else.
Yeah.
And of course, these two would come on in their Charleston outfits. Or we'd do a couple of songs first, right?
Yeah.
And that's sort of interesting us. Then they go off to change, and I'm left with 400 sailors singing fucking Babyface. Where do you look?
It's choice, not ours. We didn't tell him what to
It's
sing.
my big song at the time, wasn't it? And then they used to come back on and do the Charleston, and then we used to go into have a Nagila.
No, you used to do Old Shep then.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, because sometimes we used to send the dog on to sit with
That's
you.
right. Fucking hell. 'Cause I remember you on the bubbles. Bleeding dog and come along.
Sit by.
We used to take her everywhere with us, Bubbles. She was lovely, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed all those summer seasons, you know. And that's when Roger Davidson first let me drive that Jag.
Yes.
And that freaked me out as well. Drive a bloody Jaguar. So life was really kind of opening up, you know. It was getting great. I don't know where we were going at that point, though, really.
Well, I don't think we knew where we were going.
No.
We just
And
used
then
to
of course,
work.
then of course, we got the big season at Butlins.
That was before Skegness.
Was it?
Yep.
Was it?
Yep. Because we split up at Skegness.
Did we?
Yeah.
I'm getting old, you know.
Listen, you're not as old as us, and you
Eh?
can't remember.
I can't bloody remember.
We did Sunshine here first, then we went to New Brighton, then we went to Minehead. No, we went to Liverpool, to Birkenhead,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Floral
Floral
Pavilion.
Pavilion.
Then we did Minehead,
Ned.
then we did Skegness.
Skegness.
Well, I never. That was a nice season as well.
They're all nice
Skeggy was
seasons.
nice, I
We
enjoyed
always
that.
used to look forward to them, it was
So again,
great.
while you're all three together, I know we've asked you separately already, but what about first meetings with these lot, the Spectres? What's your earliest memories of meeting the Spectres?
Minehead,
Minehead,
Butlins,
yeah,
when we was in the
Review show.
review
In the
show.
Gaiety Theatre.
Gaiety
And
Theatre.
they was in the rock and roll ballroom. We used to go over there all the time, and he used to get up on the stage with them and get beaten told off.
Well, the thing about it was, because we were rehearsing, right?
Yeah.
And we had to rehearse all these sort
All the
of
shows,
these set. So what would you call them?
Shaners and all that, weren't they, in
And,
them days?
What was them? Yeah. Well, anyway, we were in rehearsals for the review, you know, and we're playing all these bits and pieces and Babes in Robin Hood's Wood and all that
Yeah.
sort of thing. And then, of course, the Spectres would be rehearsing over at the Rock Ballroom. So as soon as we'd finished. Get over there and
over
have a look
there.
at this band, you know. And they were great. We loved
They
them,
were,
didn't we?
we did,
Just playing
yeah.
standard songs, you know. But every night, and then of course when the season started, as soon as we finished our thing about 9 o'clock, they were sort of just going on really, 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, and we'd go
and
over.
we'd just go over and they were a really great band. I never ever dreamt that I would ever join that band. I'd never ever dreamt in a million years that I would.
You got us in a row though, didn't you? Getting
I?
up on stage with them. And
Did
Al
Al
Harris.
Harris had
Dragged
us in
us
the
in.
Al Harris.
office, the entertainment's manager.
Blimey, that rings a bell.
I'm
Yeah.
not having my theatre
Fucking
stars
up on stage
stage
with
in
the
that rock and roll ballroom with the riff-raff.
No,
You speak to that, Ricky.
I do remember getting up with them, but I don't remember getting in a ruck.
No, we
No,
dragged
you
us
never.
in
He
there.
dragged us two in there.
Really?
Yeah. I said, don't you ever remember going to see Mickey Mouse?
I don't remember going to see
You?
him.
Yeah, I do.
Where
We were
did we see him?
up in London. We had an appointment to go and see him. And we went in and he said, well, sing us a song. So we sang Only You, and he didn't like the way we sang You.
Well, because it's the accent, isn't it? Only you
Yeah.
can. It's a working man's accent, isn't it? Only you. It's the pub version of it, you know.
We thought it was great. We thought
Yeah.
we just learned it, and we
Yeah.
was chuffed to bits with learning this
Well,
new song.
yeah. I mean, that's such a
Long time ago.
yeah, but it's such a great song as well. I don't actually remember us doing. We must have learnt that just for because we didn't do it live, did we?
Yeah, we
Only You,
did.
did we?
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Fuck me, I thought my memory was bad now. I was only 16. Well on the way.
No, we was a bit older than that when we went up to see
17,
you.
yeah.
He probably put us off it a bit by saying about the word you. Because
Well,
we didn't do it too.
I mean, it could have
Many
been.
times
That
after.
could have been our big break, couldn't it? Going to see Mickey Mouse.
Could have been. Well, he
But-
was the man in the day, wasn't he?
But weren't meant to be, was it?
No,
Oh, no.
no.
It wasn't. It's funny
No.
because Francis said to me a few months ago, we were just sitting in the dressing room, and he said, I wonder what would have happened if you had stayed with the Highlights and we'd stayed. You know, I wonder where you
We'd
would
have
have
all
gone.
been. That's what I've just said
Wonder where we'd all
before
been
that.
now, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could have been topping the bill at the London Palladium and sort of retired now.
Hey, do you
and
remember
gone,
that used to be-
That was us. you
That
know.
was
Our goal to play the Palladium.
Yeah.
Well, you
Well-
probably haven't, yeah?
Well, mine as well.
Yeah.
You know, because it's always been a dream. You know,
Yeah.
Sunday night at the London
The
Palladium.
Palladium.
And I did the Palladium for the first time a few months ago. We did the Terry Wogan live show from there.
Yeah.
And at the sound check, right before the band had gone off, I went into the middle of the stage with my guitar.
Yeah.
Everyone had gone,
Yeah.
and I stood there in the Palladium and went, baby,
It's-
you got me.
You did.
And I've actually done it. Stood in the middle of the stage, and of course you think to yourself, they've all stood here. You know, like they've all stood there. You know, but a bit more with the Palladium. But it's one of those dreams. Yeah,
Yeah, of course it
actually
is.
did it. I'd
Yeah.
love to do it with you two.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Well,
That would have been-
it's still possible.
Yeah.
We could
Do you-
still do it.
do you remember?
It was just a whole crowd of people. It was kind of like
Like a
it was kind of
social
like
club.
being in a working man's club.
Was,
wasn't it?
wasn't it?
And
A
how
small
big were
one.
we saying this stage was? Not nothing.
It was only small,
No,
wasn't
it was
it?
about 12 feet across. I would think.
Yeah, it wasn't ever so big, was it?
No.
And it wasn't very wide either.
When we used to come on from there,
Yeah.
That was your dressing room.
Yeah.
that was
basically.
just behind
That
that.
was everybody's dressing room.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you something. You know, I reckon the back of the stage was here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon it was here
Yeah,
because
to
that
here.
whole area back there was a dressing. But this was a dressing room here. We used to come on through here, and this was
And
how
this was about it.
this is how wide the stage was, how deep it was, and it was about 12 foot across.
Yeah, that's it.
And we used to put the whole show on here. Everybody used to do a turn in here.
Yeah.
And this was the place to be really on the camp, wasn't it? Of
Yeah.
an evening, you know, this was really all the entertainment, all the comedians were on in here, special guest artist every weekend, you know.
Yeah.
Like him who used to do Mammy, I can't think of his name.
No.
He used to black up to the old minstrel thing, you know, he used to tear the place up, didn't he? But this is where we first sort of started going down well, wasn't it?
Our first
In
time
here.
sang in here, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In this
Right
bar.
on that spot there.
Yeah.
Most people were in here, it was full every night. But of course, there was the games room was happening, there was always something happening in the ballroom.
Ballroom.
But, you know, so the campers were generally milling about, having a good time, you know.
4 choices.
But
Yeah.
I think it was, if you came in here, it was, you know, first in, first served. So if you managed to get a seat,
That's it.
and
You
this
stayed.
was definitely the place to be because it was non-stop in here, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something all the
Entertainment.
time.
We used to just keep it going all the while. You know, one of us would go on, you going on next, go on, then you get on there. And everybody would just go on and do their turns, you
How
know.
many acts are we talking about, Rick, in one night?
Well, we had Peters and Dell,
Yeah.
Yeah.
didn't we?
David Giles.
David Giles
There
was
was
the,
you.
the male vocalist.
There was us two.
There was me,
Lindy.
You were the Harrison twins.
Harrison twins, yeah. There was Lindy.
It's about 6 or 7 acts a
So-
night,
right,
wasn't
wasn't
it?
it? Yeah.
Going on and off.
But we used to do different things. You know, we'd all get together and we'd have a little sketch rehearsed up, and we'd all be on here doing something, wouldn't
Yeah.
Well, we did an Arabian Nights show, didn't we, with all of us dressed up in
we?
Arab gear and that.
Literally cut holes in deck chair covers and
And
put them
ma-
over
and
our
made-
heads,
made
put a
these-
belt round us, and you
That
would
was it.
put a thing on
Yeah,
your
the
head. and you-
costume.
And then we did a black and white minstrels where you all blacked up.
Yeah, that wasn't here though. That wasn't here.
You sure?
No, that was at Floral Pavilion.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
New
I thought we
Brighton.
did one of them here as well.
And we did the day at the races at New Brighton as well with
Yeah.
Stephanie Gavot.
Yeah, yeah.
What was her name? Oh God, her and her. Mavis White
The two Judys.
Yeah, and Peggy Naylor.
and Peggy Naylor.
Yeah.
But you know, it was, way back then in the early '60s, it was all such fun. You know, to be doing these reviews. We did the pantomime, The Babes in Robin Hood's Wood.
Yeah.
And right, I'm like a needle with 2 eyes. I'm fucking so skinny. I'm Friar Tuck. Right? And I'm only 16. I told you about that, didn't I? And do you remember that television show, the first one we ever did, in Wales, where they invited us down to Wales to do How Many Gentle Flowers
Flowers
Grow?
Grow
And I
in
ended up
English.
dressing up as a fucking gnome.
No,
That was at mine.
that was at Minehead with the Dallas Boys.
Right,
That was
there you have
Minehead
it.
with the
Minehead,
Dallas
yeah.
Boys.
Was
That
it?
was, yeah.
But we were on telly. That was the first
Yeah.
time I was on telly because I
Yeah.
remember complaining about wearing the green tie, right? Dressed up as this gnome. And but we couldn't resist it, could we? Because actually on telly, it was Welsh television, I think.
Well, it was the whole show, wasn't it? Did the whole thing.
Those gay, crowded places, trying to forget you, but somehow it seems my thoughts ever stray to our last sweet embraces over the sea on the island of dreams.
That sort of thing, you know.
Yeah.
That's after 48 years.
My only sunshine, you made me happy when skies are grey. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, as I lay dreaming, I dreamt that you were by my side. When I awoke, dear, my heart was broke, dear. You had gone and then I cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You made me happy when skies are grey. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. That's the one we had the fight over at Speak Airport.
No wonder at it.
Laughing.
Well, that sounds.
You had it tuned all different, didn't you?
Shaking going on, baby shake, say, come on over, baby. Whole lot of shaking going on, shake, shake, baby shake, come on over. Whole lot of shaking going
Can we
on.
do any oohs or anything there?
I think we must
Probably.
have done. Yeah.
Then we go.
Baby shake, I said shake, baby shake. I said shake, baby shake. I said shake, baby shake. Come on over. Whole lot of shaking going on.
Much to the eruption of this place.
We used to
that
open
was
with it, didn't we?
Yeah, and we used to go. That was the big opening. And of course we had. Did we have a band behind us in here?
No. I was going to
There
say
must have been
before,
some.
when I
Wasn't
used to
there
play over there, was it a
keyboard player and a
or something?
drummer?
That was
Yeah,
about
we didn't
it.
have a band in here. We must have had some kind of
must have had
accompaniment.
We had a
Drummer.
keyboard player and a drummer.
'Cause I remember we used to get into the northern clubs, and we used to be all doing the sign language. The pianist and the
Yeah,
drummer.
'cause we didn't have any
"Stop,
music."
For fuck's sake, stop! We didn't have any music, just
No.
a whole lot of shaking. Yeah, no, that one.
Yeah,
No, don't
you used to have
this
to beg them
anyway,
to
you know.
back you, didn't you?
Yeah.
Say, we've not got any music, but would you
some-
mind just joining in?
But some nights you would get on there and they'd be right on it, and a whole lot of shaking. Some nights was
So
just so,
good.
great in a
And
club.
other nights it was
Because we used to, we used to lug our own PA around as well. We had
Yeah.
a Vox PA
Yeah.
and a Vox amp.
and
Yeah.
a
And-
suitcase,
Yeah, and
3 suitcases, one each, and
dog.
our clothes, dog.
Driving
And
ourselves.
No,
we didn't have
before
a
we had
car
the
at the
car.
time. We used to get on the train and taxis.
What with the gear?
Yeah, I
Lump-
don't know how we did it.
Lug it all.
I
Don't
don't
know
know
how
how
we
we
did
did it.
Even with the car. I
It
mean,
was
you know,
hard
loading
work.
that car up, PA, 2 PA columns, and the Vox amp is heavy. And doing 2 shows a night sometimes as well.
Yeah.
Some nights 3.
Yeah, trebling.
You know, bringing it in, literally in those days, you just plug it in,
And
like,
go.
you know,
And
as
hope for
simple
the
as
best.
it was. Plug in, turn it on, and play. Simple as that. And then, of course,
Nakila hava, nakila hava, nakila venishmaha. Hava, nakila hava, nakila hava, nakila venishmaha. Hava na ranana, hava na ranana,
chords.
hava na ranana venishmaha. Hava na ranana, hava na ranana, hava na ranana venishmaha. Remember it?
fuck it, hang on.
There's no words to it, is there? Right
Professor Mayer, yeah.
There's no words in it, is there?
Well, they're always.
And then it just
Yiddish,
used to
innit?
get quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker.
Oh yeah, we
till
used
his
to do
hand
that
was
one where it
dropping
all
off.
sped up at the
Well, we
end.
learnt that when we was at the Shakespeare in Liverpool
I remember
with
that.
Ruby Murray.
That's right. And what colour suit did I have on? You remember it? I was knocked out with it. Green. Mohair suit. Went with me. We looked fucking awful. Must have looked like a bleeding plant.
Because we had some
Green.
gold lame suits
so
that
we
we
dyed
dyed
green.
green and put green marabou fur out to match your suit.
I had the green suit, the green guitar. Bloody hell.
We must have looked like a forest up there.
But, you know, I don't know what else.
Tippity-doo-dah.
When nighttime falls,
I think of you, thinking of things
this was our first record.
we used to do. But now you're going away. We used to stroll under stars above, thinking of
My heart is broken.
my heart is broken in June.
Yeah, that was our first
first
record.
one
We
you
wrote that,
wrote.
and that was the first song we ever wrote. And we were so knocked out in the back of the shoe shop, you know,
I was gonna
because we used
say,
to
how
live.
did you all feel when that
Oh,
was
we thought it
put
was going to be a
together?
hit
That was
record,
it.
didn't we?
Well,
at the
it was a
time?
lovely
It
song
was a nice
because
little
we
song.
had lived in the shoe shop in Plumstead, and behind that we had our sort of living quarters, and out the back in one of the bedrooms
warehouse,
we had the gear set up, and that we had a little echo chamber and stuff. And when we were standing out the back rehearsing that one, and we'd wrote it, and it sounded so lovely, didn't it? And we thought, this is
This
it.
is it.
We're away. And listening
Springfield's
to
it
it
was
there,
done.
I mean, you know, had it been done properly, cool, can you imagine getting hold of that first recording? It'd be amazing, wouldn't
I
it?
think we've got it at home, but I'm
But
not
we don't
sure
know if it's any
Oh,
good
it'd be
because the
incredible.
tape recorder and that.
It's still there
Yeah.
in the
And
garage.
that reel-to-reel thing.
It's getting at it though.
Well, sometime, I don't know. You've got to have a look through
We'll
it.
have to have
Yeah.
a look, yeah.
So that's really, you know, it's fucking amazing to stand here and just do that. all 48 years on. We hadn't sung since then.
So the
Well,
Well,
highlights
you're
of it.
singing all the time. We ain't
ain't.
sung for 15 years.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, we still remember our little bits of harmony there.
Yeah.
So what year, from what year to what year? What year did you get together and what year did you split?
1963
63 here.
to
Then through-
1968.
That's when we
Through-
split up.
Well, we must have split a bit earlier than that because I actually
was in
joined
Skegness.
Quo in 67, right? Because Matchstick Men came out in 68.
So early 68.
It was
February
67, wasn't it?
68, yeah.
67.
It must have been sort of
67, beginning
late,
of-
late 67.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like, you know, after we'd split, I, you know, probably like you, I don't know, I didn't know what to do with myself. I
Well, you
took
went
John
off with
Booth
John.
with me.
Yeah, I know.
And to be a double act, but that was never going to happen. Bless his heart. I mean, my art wasn't in it after what we'd had,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
because we liked ourselves. We were good, you know. And I went off with this other bloke to form a double act, and just didn't have it, you know. Missed these voices, and so we ended up doing nothing. That's when I got the phone call because I was working as a baker then, right? Or well, bread roundsman. And John went to work as a packer in a factory.
Yeah.
And it was going nowhere. And then I got the call from Pat Barlow
Yeah.
in late or mid 2/3 of the
That
way
was
through
about-
67.
Yeah.
About I don't know, a couple of months after we'd split, 2 or
No,
3
it was
months, maybe a
longer
bit
than
more
that.
than that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know
And,
you didn't go with the
then-
boys straight away.
No, then I went straight up to Lambeth Walk, down in the gas showroom, and away we went. And it's funny because down in that gas showroom, we went down there. I was the new boy. I was very thrilled to be there. I was thrilled to be doing anything because I didn't want to be a baker's roundman for the rest of my life. And we went down one day into that cellar as the
Spectres.
no the traffic jam,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
and we came up as Status Quo. We went down there, and Pat Barlow came down and said, "I've seen this name in a shoe, Quo Vadis or something." We kicked it around, didn't know what it meant, you know, quo, anything with Q in it, and, you know. And we just suddenly, somebody said status quo, that'll do. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Didn't know what it meant or anything. But we came up out of that showroom at status quo, went out that night and played at status quo at the pub. What's it called? Should remember the first gig, shouldn't I? The Welcome Inn in Eltham.
Oh my God, I remember that.
Yes, I remember that.
There's a
Still
plaque-
there. Just up the road
there's a
from
plaque
us.
up there
It's
now.
still there.
Yeah.
Status quo first gig here, one of those, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was that.
And the rest
So-
is
What
history.
about you two? What's your first memories of hearing Matchstick Men?
Rick phoned
Ricky
us and we
phoned us
went
up.
to the Valentine's Ball with you.
Up in London, wasn't it?
The Valentine's
Was it Charing
Ball.
Cross Road?
I don't know.
It was the Valentine's Ball you did.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You phoned us up, said you want to come. You come and got us. You had your old Jag and you had bricks in the boot to keep the
That's right. Paving stone in the
Yes,
fucking boot to
right,
keep the
yeah.
back down.
You
Well,
took
I
us
never.
up to that. Yeah.
God, you know, there's so many things I don't remember. It's incredible.
Yes,
I
but we do.
never remember that. And of course, we were doing that soppy set then, weren't we? Like all the frilly shirts
Oh,
and
yeah.
all the
Yeah,
business.
a red brocadey jacket on you
Yeah,
had.
but I mean, it was amazing.
It was still good.
Amazing time.
It's still a good
But you know what
name.
I found really difficult? The transformation from being us
Yeah.
Being
going
a
into
to
a
be in
band.
band to be in
and
a
to
group.
have to play for so long, you know, and remember so much, you know, because I mean, we'd go on do 3 or 4 numbers,
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
was it.
and
Didn't
we
know.
were done. Our 15-minute spot, we were done. Go on and learn an hour and a half set, you know,
Yeah.
which they already knew, of course.
And you
me
had to
being
learn it.
wet behind the ears and the new boy, but it was incredible, you know, all meant to be. It's, you know, as this is, you know, we've all come all this way, and here we are back here. It's all meant to have happened like this. It's quite incredible.